security situation in the Democratic Republic of Congo has been top of the agenda at the African Union Summit ending in Addis Ababa today. Clashes have intensified in the east of the heart of Africa, causing thousands of people to flee from their homes. Many of those, some of them have come to South Africa. Ziniko Mhlaba has been scouring the streets to find people to speak to Ziniko Mhlaba in terms of the impact of the conflict that has been raging on for decades in the Congo has had on them.
That's right, Duzile, as African leaders, are concluding that all-important meeting in Addis Ababa, where they also tackled the issue of the situation on the eastern side of the Democratic Republic of Congo, which is closer to Rwanda. And of course, it's a war that has been raging on for more than 20 years, and some of the people who moved to South Africa actually moved, in those areas 2 decades ago. And of course, we're going to speak to one of them. He has been in South Africa for more than 20 years. Actually, he has settled in South Africa, but he moved to South Africa due to that ongoing war. I'm going to be bringing in Mr. Michael Ekungu. Thank you very much for joining us. Talk to us about what led you to move to South Africa. How was the situation in Congo that made you to decide to move to South Africa?
Thank you very much. I moved to South Africa in the year 2000. On that time, the politics in Congo was the time when Mobutu was supposed to leave the power. Then the Kabila, the father, was coming. Then after that, there was also the pressure from the Rwandese who now wanted to overthrow Kabila, the father. Then the war came up in the east of part of Congo. Then that made me flee from Congo to come to South Africa.
I mean, you've been in South Africa now for more than 20 years. Do you still have some families back home that are still subjected to the challenges faced by the people, especially on the eastern sides of Congo, and how are they describing the situation?
Yes, I still have some family members there. The situation is not that good for all, because war is not something which is pleasant, which anybody can like to live in that condition. But some, they don't have the chance to flee like I flee, so they condemned to live in that condition. Some are dying, some are disabled, they're becoming disabled, some are really suffering for the economical crisis, for whatever is happening there. So the condition is not good for everyone there.
Well, I'm not sure if you might be aware of the situation, but what is the attitude of the government of Uganda currently in terms of trying to put an end to it? Do you think maybe it's doing enough? What are the mistakes that are leading to this prolonged war from your perspective as a citizen who's in South Africa now but looking from a distance on what's happening on that side?
You mean the Congo government?
Yes, the Congo government and the AU.
Yeah, I think what we call to both the AU and the Congo government is that kind of responsibility, and try to be cautious of what we are as Africans. I think the situation of Congo is much more neglected of both the government locally and also the African community, because Congo is part of Africa. Then Congo, they are citizens of that country. But when politicians they are focusing on their political interests, then the situation of the life of people, that becomes something dangerous, then terrible to experience, because people, they are hoping to see help coming from both the government, even the AU. But you will see there are those deals happening around between such a political personality and such another, some friendship into politics between such a state, such government and the government there. To all that is bringing the people in the condition of being powerless. They don't know what to do, and sometimes being criticized of being unconscious. But the Congolese people, they are very cautious, but they don't have that help sometimes from their own government and sometimes from the international community, because everyone is focusing to those political deals.
I mean, we know that the M23 and other rebels have been abusing and subjecting to this innocent citizens to various forms of abuses. What do they do to the communities once they get into a particular area? What is it that they first do maybe within the communities? What are these things that they do to people, innocent people on the ground, from your experience and from what you hear from your family members who are on the ground that side?
The horrible thing which happening there, very horrible thing. Most of them, they are using rape like a weapon of war. You see, because let's say you take my wife in presence of me, you rape her, then you ask maybe my son to rape that woman. You see, you make me powerless. Sometimes you destroy that couple. So it's a strategy to destroy family. Sometimes people are committing suicide because of those. That weapon is very strong, the powerful weapon of rape. So there are also many things happening which I can't describe here, but there are a lot of things which are terrible things which are happening there.
Thank you very much, sir.
I appreciate.
Thank you very much. That's Mr. Michael, a Congolese national who moved to South Africa in the early 2000s due to the war that broke in DRC, and also he's been here in South Africa for some time, for more than 20 years, just giving us a sense of how the situation is and how it affects innocent civilians on the ground. So that's the latest to do from us here at Rosebank. It's back to you in studio for now.